Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashum, Yahweh Shai, Bahashum Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone as well, and grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. This is your fellow servant, Rakoya from the GMS Orlando camp, coming at you with a quick impromptu lesson, in transit. Just wanted to touch on the topic, that brothers were discussing at the camp tonight, which is the fact that AI will be used to persecute the Lord's men. And it really stems from a video that I was watching from the elder Yashawamba. One of his recent videos going into, the uprising of the Black Panthers again, the so-called uprising of the Black Panthers. And a lot of speculation about how that video was AI, it was AI generated. And I wasn't really a real representative of the Black Panthers and so on and so forth. We understand that we're living, in the age of AI, artificial idumia. This is one of the wiles of the devil that was spoken about in Ephesians, the 6th chapter. And this is something that we understand. We don't fear. We understand. We understand where this devil is going to take it, because as it stands right now, the ministry is unblamed. Brothers conduct themselves in a manner to keep the ministry blameless. The true brothers conduct ourselves, Lord willing, Lord elect. We conduct ourselves in a manner becoming of Yahweh Shai, becoming of disciples of Yahweh Shai. That's both on camera and when it comes to our personal lives. Brothers aren't living lasciviously, just a complete nigga outside of the camp. We conduct ourselves with integrity wherever we are, whether that be at the job, whether that be at Walmart, or a gas station, amongst our so-called family members. Okay, brothers conduct themselves regal-like mentality, with a regal-like manner. That becoming of a herald or a prophet of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So the ministry itself is blameless. There's not much people can say against the men of the Lord, chiefly the men of Great Millstone, starting with our elders, apostles on down. Because our elders, apostles teach us, to maneuver in this world with wisdom, to use but not abuse this world. So when it comes to the ministry can't be blamed. We've operated completely in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So they're going to have to come with this AI-generated persecution, to demonize the Lord's saints. Because the report in the world, we just bring out the precepts. We just bring out prophecy, and we take it on to the crib, man. We don't organize no marches. We don't organize with weaponry. We don't boast ourselves in this big militia. All right, if anything, we boast ourselves in prophecy and the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And that's it. We keep it very simple, very direct and to the point. Like the Elder Ariala says all the time, we keep the main thing, which is prophecy. All right, that's it. The main thing in the earth is prophecy. That's what we continue to push forth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But this AI is getting ready to be weaponized against the Lord's men. And this is something that we understand. We don't fear these things. All right, get that first and foremost. We don't fear what Esau Edom is coming with, because we understand that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is just a man. A base man at that. And the Lord really ultimately has power over everything that takes place, in the world and over our lives. The Lord has dominion over our lives, not Esau Edom. And whatever he plans on doing, whether it be demonization through AI, whether it be a full push, a full blitzkrieg on the prophets, whatever it is, we know the Lord is going to offer up that standard to men on this earth pursuant to Isaiah 59:18. All right, we know that that's not the end all be all for the Lord's prophets. But, just wanted to come with this quick impromptu, just things to watch out for. We've seen how AI has been used, to slander our elders and apostles. The elder apostle Tahar, the elder apostle Ariamlav. All right, with that recent video that nigga put out, trying to make it seem as if they were drinking blood and eating at the camp, and which, we understood, that was an AI video nonetheless. But we've seen how it is able to be used to paint, a certain picture about individuals in the Great Millstone. I wouldn't be surprised if a brother's face pops up on a video doing some complete, off-the-wall shit. Completely AI-generated video of a brother doing some off-the-wall shit. But as we continue to keep the ministry blameless, this is what they're going to have to come with. Because they can't, when they dive into our lives, it's simple. When they dive into the doctrine, it's simple. When they dive into how we conduct ourselves at the plantation, at fucking Walmart, it's simple. So they have to come with their own, they have to generate videos about brothers. That's the only other option to justify them coming down with that great wrath. So like it says in 2 Corinthians, the second chapter, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We are fully aware of what, this devil has planned, and what we're facing. And ultimately, we're fighting a winning battle. The reason why Esau's moving like this, because he's desperate. He doesn't have any other way, any other angle to attack this ministry. So he's desperate. And he's trying anything at this point. He's getting real sloppy. The so-called white man is getting real sloppy in his tactics. It's going to show you, man, he's at the end of his rope. But, just want to come with this quick impromptu. Lord, when it's edifying unto you elect. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashum, Yahushua, Bahashum, Kakudash, and double honors to our apostles and orders of Great Millstone. Well, grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing wishing is true, in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Shalom. Stay up.